Hello. So I'm working on my 1989 Ford Econoline, and basically I'm replacing the coolant temperature sensor. That's located directly behind the throttle body. And what you got to do is you have to remove the air filter, the whole air intake, and I mean it just comes out with those two screws right there, and then you unclamp the two air intake hoses from here, and it's pretty easy to do, and you just you gotta take it out of there. So the first main thing you have to do to replace that is you have to remove a hose that connects right here. There's a hose, a coolant hose is connected in there, and the temperature sensor is located directly in there. And I removed the old coolant temperature sensor. It looks pretty heavily it might be the original one, I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm replacing it with a brand new one right there. And the first thing you have to do is when you do this, you don't have to drain the coolant or anything, but what's going to happen is when you pull the hose out of here, you're going to let the coolant's going to start spilling out, and you want to undo the radiator cap, and it's going to basically, all the coolant in the top part of the radiator is going to drain. And you can see as I just pulled that cap, more coolant just came out of there. And you don't necessarily have to take all that coolant out, but you just let it you just basically let the coolant flow out of there. It's not a whole lot's going to come out. I'm guessing probably like a whole maybe like 4 liters, I'm guessing. I'm sorry, 4 quarts probably. But it's going to drain it out of there, and I'm just going to refill it with more coolant. I already reflushed the coolant just recently on here. Now to get that sensor out, you're going to need either two things. You're going to need a 1-inch socket. So you can probably get that out with a crescent wrench as well. I mean, I've done that before, but it's very difficult to even get the crescent wrench in there. So highly recommend the socket, 1-inch socket, to get it out. But it's going to fit in there nicely, so you can actually remove the old one with that socket. So after you remove the temperature sensor with that 1-inch socket, or you can use a 1-inch wrench, socket's gonna be way easier. You can replace it fairly easily. So I'm gonna replace the sensor. Okay, so I just got that new sensor kind of somewhat screwed in there. Now I'm gonna start tightening it up. So I just finished reattaching that hose and screwing in the sensor and attaching the electrical unit there, or the electrical connector. So what I'm going to do is I just finished replacing the coolant that fell out of there. It took me it was about 5 quarts. And I'm going to start it up. Again, of course, make sure that coolant is nice and filled up. And see how it runs. Reattach the whole air filter assembly, and we'll start it up. Okay, got everything put back together now, and I'm gonna go start this thing up and see how it runs. All right, seems to run great. I don't see any leaks or anything like that. It's the most important part. You always want to check.